Hey my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn great day. We're back, and this time we're going to be doing the Jurgen Klopp system. There's two systems. So of course, there's the original system, the one with the first front three of Mane, Roberto Firmino, and of course Salah. And then we're going to do the second one with the system of Luis Diaz, Mane, and Salah. Of course, Mane is leaving Liverpool, so it will be very interesting to see who they can recruit to see who can replace Mane, essentially. I mean, they're linked with all these really good players, and it'll be very interesting to see. So, of course, we're going to do the first one of Mane, Firmino, and Salah, and then we'll hop into the second system with Luis Diaz. So, of course, we've got our formidable front three, the first front three. We've got Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, and Alisson. And I mean, of course, there are a few other ways that Klopp does play. If Trent's not playing, he'll put Joe Gomez at right back. Konate obviously comes in. There's also a change of system when Jota comes in and plays down the middle, but we're only going to be doing those two systems. So yeah, and of course on the bench you've got Jota, Diaz, Keita, Tsimikas, Kelleher, Gomez, and Konate. So not a bad bench at all. And then of course you've got some really good players in the reserves. Of course Liverpool are just really good. I mean, they almost completed the quadruple this season, but they could not. Okay, so of course the formation is a 4-3-3 with a false 9, with Roberto Firmino dropping into the midfield from time to time. Okay, so defense press after loss of possession. So it's that Gengen press, really nice, really tight, really savvy way of pressing. I've got it set on 60% width, and then for depth, Liverpool keep a very high line. In fact, you could probably go up to about a 90, but in FIFA it does catch you out a lot of times, whereas in real life, Liverpool are just, their defense is just so good in terms of their communication between everybody and just making sure that the line is pressed so high up. But a lot of the goals that they have conceded this season have been ruled out for offside because the offensive players just can't keep up with their line, and they often find themselves offside. So yeah, moving on to the offensive stuff though, of course, slow possession slow build up, very careful with the ball. But unfortunately, I wish there was like a third bit, because there should be a fast build up counter attack. Because Liverpool, I remember there was one game last season where Salah counter attacks against, I think it was Chelsea, and he scored a brilliant goal. And Liverpool do tend to counter attack quite a bit, but they also keep the ball a fair amount. Like they'll have like potentially a counter-attacking goal, but then still have like 70% possession, which is incredible. So they do counter-attack a fair amount. So build up, yes. Possession, of course. Width, of course, you want Salah and Mane getting on the ball for this formation, with Roberto Firmino dropping into the midfield more. So you want to work the ball out wide a bit, and you want to have Salah and Mane cutting in from the touchlines. Placed into the box, you want it set on 8. You want your opposite fullback to get into the box as well, to potentially recollect the ball and fire in another cross. Of course, for this system, you want, for both systems essentially, you want Trent and you want Andy Robertson to fire in the crosses more than Salah and Mane. Of course, they can fire in those crosses, but your main source of crossing threat will come from your fullbacks. For corners, we've got it set on 3, as well as free kicks. Now, moving on to the instructions, of course, for Alisson. Most of these instructions are going to be exactly the same, with alternatively only changing the Luis Diaz, Mane positions. But so Alisson, we've got him set on comfort crosses and super keeper. I don't think I need to explain why Klopp needs a player like that, especially with the high line that gets played. You need a man to cover his distance between the defenders and the goal. So yeah, that's Alisson's job. As for fullbacks, again, very easy to find out why their instructions are set the way they are. Both fullbacks set the same: join the attack, overlap, and that's it. I would say for Robertson, you could probably say step up, because he's going to want to step into tackles a bit more than the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So you can have him set on step up, but I choose not to. And as you can see, Trent is set on the exact same. As for Matip and Van Dijk, they're set on the same, except for the fact that Matip is set on join the attack. You know those marauding runs that Matip likes to run on and pass the ball off, and eventually he did score a goal last season doing so. That's what you'll have there, and then Fabinho will essentially slide in to Matip's position when he makes that marauding run. Okay, as for Fabinho, speaking of the man himself, the super CDM in the Premier League. Okay, so it's just set on aggressive interceptions and cover centre. You do want him to get forward, you do want him to get on the edge of the box. He has scored some absolute pingers in his short Premier League career. I think it's about 3 years in the Premier League, and he's been, or it could be 4. I'm not sure, but he has been phenomenal. You can set him on stay back when attacking, but then you take away so much of his game, and you take away so much of the system that Liverpool play with. So yeah, just have him set on balance for everything, aggressive interceptions of course, and cover centre. That way the cover centre allows him to drop into the centre back position as well. For Thiago, you have him on stay back when attacking. He's your little conductor in the midfield. He's the one pulling the strings. So Fabinho is going to make the forward runs, but Thiago, he is going to be the guy who doesn't necessarily get into the box every time, doesn't necessarily get forward all the time, but he'll collect the ball from Van Dijk, he'll take the ball off of Van Dijk if needed, and he'll ping a pass to Mane or Salah, or so on. Okay, so stay back when attacking, stay on the edge of the box. Got a great long shot rating on him, and of course in real life he's really good at that. Free roam, of course, you want him free roaming, and yeah, that's about it for Thiago, the Superman in the midfield. I do like Thiago. It grates me to say that, but apart from Trent, I take Thiago. Moving on to Superman captain himself, stay on the edge of the box, of course. Recycling possession through the likes of Henderson, Thiago is fine. It's perfect. It's what Liverpool actually do. I remember there was a goal that was scored against Villarreal. He crossed it in and it ended up going for a cross, and that's because he was on the edge of the box, collected the ball and looked for the cross, which you will tend to do with Henderson if Trent is not available, because you do want Salah in the box, of course. And then you have Henderson sit on aggressive interceptions, and that is that for him. Now, Bobby Firmino, probably the biggest change between the two systems. False 9, of course. He is the leader in terms of the leading the press, leading the counter press, and he does a brilliant job at that. He is probably the most underrated player in the Premier League, in my opinion. Even some Liverpool fans don't rate him that much. I'm like, that is very disrespectful, because he has led multiple goal attempts just by pressing. So yeah. So false 9, aggressive interceptions, comeback on defense. So the comeback on defense is to allow him to come back into the midfield more. So you do want him more involved in the midfield, and it allows that central space to be occupied by either a Salah or a Mane. So there's a method to my madness. As for Salah, you want him on stay forward, cut inside, get in the box. Now you can say getting behind. It would make a lot of sense, but you also do want him to come short from time to time. Not necessarily be a target man, but you do want him to come short, so it allows Trent to somewhat overlap him. That's why I've set it on balanced, but I wouldn't blame you guys if you had it on getting behind. So yeah, and then for Mane, I think it's the exact same instructions. Yes, it is indeed. Stay forward, cut inside, get into the box. Aggressive interceptions. So Salah is not aggressive interception. Oh, it is aggressive interceptions. So you want the counter press, the press, all leading from the front. That's how Klopp plays. I can't believe I did not see that. So yeah, now we're going to show you the Luis Diaz system. Alrighty, so we've got the Luis Diaz system right here. As you can see, literally 2 position changes. So we've got your Diaz, Mane, Salah front 3, and not much changes really in terms of the players' output, the players' system, the instructions of most players except for Diaz, Mane, and Salah. So tactics, you still got the exact same stuff going on here, of course. It's the instructions that actually change. So if you want to just quickly have a look here, comes across a super keeper, Robertson and Trent overlap, join the attack. Same. This is where it gets slightly different. Okay, so we'll start off with the new person to the starting lineup, of course. Klopp changes, he tweaks his systems just ever so slightly. So you know, okay. So Luis Diaz, we've got him on just basic defensive support. So you don't want him to stay forward. You don't want him to come back on defense. Okay, you want him on free roam. So that left hand side with Thiago is going to be very fluid-esque. You're not going to have him always playing at the left wing. You have him coming in a bit more, maybe drifting up more to the touchline, so on. And you're going to have him on get in the box and aggressive interceptions, of course. Your front three is always going to be on aggressive interceptions. So yeah, get in the box is important, and the free roam is very important. As for Mane, we've got balance, so you do want him to potentially drift wide, because him drifting wide is a key element to his game as a centre forward, and Luis Diaz being on free roam will then allow him to drift central, you know. So it would be kind of a fluid front three. You do want Mane to get in behind, because his biggest asset is his pace, and running against central defenders is very important. Aggressive interceptions, of course, and that is that. You don't want him coming back on defense. You don't want him staying forward. You want him in that fine balance of just enough. And it works out quite well for Mane. As for Salah, you want him to stay forward, cut inside a bit more, against the box, and aggressive interception. So pretty much the exact same, just Salah is going to be your outlet ball for this system. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, hit the sub button. Mad love, mad appreciation. This is the Jurgen Klopp Liverpool tactics that I think actually work quite well in FIFA 22. And of course, guys, I hope you have the most amazing, fantastic day ever. So I'm out.